human rights activist and organizer for the Black Alliance for Peace. He joins me now to talk about U.S. foreign policy in Venezuela, Iran, and North Korea. You recently visited Venezuela as part of a peace delegation. You went before the failed military coup led by opposition leader Juan Guaido. Tell me about your work there and what you saw on the ground.
Well, you know, Jesse, we landed in Venezuela right in the middle of the first cyber attack on that country. So there was no electric, no lights in the airport, none across the country. And what we saw was the consequence of an illegal act that was really having a negative impact on the people of that country. We saw places where young men had to carry elders up to the top floors because the elevators didn't work. People had to get in lines to get water because, of course, without electric, you can't pump water to the upper floors of buildings. So we saw a lot of people who were suffering as a consequence of this attack. But you know what we also saw? We saw a population that was prepared to endure in order to protect the integrity of their process. The people that we had a chance to meet and talk with had one message. That message was, we have a democracy here that we believe is important and that we are prepared to defend. They said that while they don't want war, they are prepared to resist. And they said, take that message back to the American people. So we had a chance to move around the country, to meet people, to see the resistance, to see the response. And it became quite clear to us that Juan Guaido had very little real support in that country.
Is the media fairly covering how Venezuelans view sitting President Nicolas Maduro and Juan Guaido?
It's a complete and utter distortion. 80% of the population in Venezuela had never heard of Juan Guaido 4 months ago. His emergence has been externally created and imposed on the people of that country. The notion that the divided opposition in Venezuela could galvanize around this unknown character is a complete fabrication. The people in Venezuela support the government. That's clear in the massive demonstrations that get very little support, very little coverage in the U.S., but quite clear to folks outside of the U.S. who get uncensored information on what's happening inside the country. So it's a complete and utter distortion.
The coup didn't work. What do you suppose will happen now?
Well, the coup continues. There's still the attempt by the U.S. to try to undermine the process in that country. People are still suffering as a consequence of the sanctions. Juan Guaido is still attempting to try to persuade elements of the military to come to the side of the coup makers against the people. You know, it's being framed just.
All right, that's good. Shalom. Call hello Allah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, which means all praises to Yahweh, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, who you people call God, Bahashim, in the name of Yahushua, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Plus, I want to give a shout out to the Akim that's pushing and spreading this word throughout the four corners of the earth, who's also uplifting the names of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, and to the confusion of face, Akim and Akwath, okay, which brothers and sisters, whose bloodline traces back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, though you may look like one of the heathen nations that you're scattered amongst, okay? Same to if your seed line goes to one of these tribes, okay, through the man, and if your spirit bear witness with his word and his truth, and you can receive it, to the confusion of face, brothers and sisters, you are Israelites, though you do look different. To the few Ahwath, once again, that's you sisters who do listen and learn Shalom. And to the nation, to the elect of the nation of Israel, whether you may be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who his word is going out to. Shalom to you as well. Like always, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you combine and consist and make up the 12 tribes of Israel. You are the Hebrew Israelites, okay? That is who you are. That's truly who you are, okay? That's your true nationality. You're not black, you're not Latino, you're not Native American. Those are all bywords, okay? And you see this clip I played on RT America. You have this Edomite, okay? The Edomites are the so-called Caucasian race, okay? Basically said U.S. wars are all about oil, not about defending America, and that's the truth, man. Okay, all these wars, okay, that this country has been in, has all been about it's all been about resources. It's all been about spreading, okay, democracy, or what America calls democracy, okay, which is wicked philosophies, okay, and dominance, okay. It's like you see now. That's all it's about, man. It's not about, okay, what Esau, even the so-called white man, tells you or brainwash you here in Babylon, the Great America, that this country is under attack, okay, and we need to defend it, okay. So this is my first scripture. I didn't put any scriptures together, okay. This is Genesis. It all goes back to Esau Edom's blessing, okay? This is Genesis. Let me see. Alright, I'll start at 36 verse this time. And it says, and he said, it's not he rightly named Jacob, Jacob, okay? Short for Jake is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, okay? You are Jacob, okay? For he have supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. And behold, now he have taken away my blessing. This is Esau talking. Esau Edom, okay? And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above, man. And that ties in with what? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand, what? Of the wicked. Malachi 1:4 tells you that the nation of Edom is the border of wickedness. Okay? And that's what you see. They have what? Everything. Okay? They have the riches. Okay? They have the earth, man. The dominion over the earth right now. These Edomites, these so-called what? Caucasian people. Okay? And how? Okay? This is the 40th verse. And by thy sword shalt thou live. Okay? And shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Okay? But the point being is, by thy sword shalt thou live, man. And how is this man living? By the sword, man. Okay? That's what he's been doing, okay? He's been doing, okay? Just going around, okay? And because his blessing was to live by the sword, that's what he's been using, the sword to conquer what? All nations, okay? Because John 10:10, real quick says, the thief cometh not but to steal, for to kill, and to destroy. And that's what Esau Edom is known for doing, okay? This Habakkuk 2. Let me see. Actually, it's Habakkuk 1. I'm gonna start here. Behold, Habakkuk 1 and 5. Behold, ye among the heathen in regard and wonder marvelously, for I will I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. So this Esau is the modern, Chaldeans is Isaiah 47 and 1. Okay? Come and sit down. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come and sit down in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. O virgin daughter, because America hasn't been touched. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, but thou shalt be called tender and delicate. So pause right there. Okay? This is Psalms 137 and 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, the so-called white man, and the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof, O daughter of Babylon. Right? Just like it said, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that reward thee as thou hast served us. Okay? O daughter of Babylon, what are they tied to Babylon? Edom. Okay? The nation of Edom. This is talking about modern Babylon. So going back to Habakkuk 1 and 2, so this could apply to what? Who's in powership right now? Esau, Edom. This Habakkuk 1 and 6. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and dignity shall proceed of themselves. Okay? And how is that? Because this man, he could demonize you in his news. Okay? Lie, make up a conspiracy. Just like he just did with the Iran, saying that they were behind the Saudi oil tank attack. They were able to they just said that out of nowhere, okay? Because they know they've been getting away with it. Their horses also are swifter than the leopards and are more fierce than the evening wolves, and their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle, right? That hasten to eat. And what's this talking about? His military, okay? He has his military spread basically in most of these nations, other nations, man, okay? They shall come all for violence, their face shall sup up as the east wind, they shall gather the captivity as the sand, the people, okay? And they shall scoff at the kings, and the prince shall be a scorn unto them. And every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it, okay? And that's what they do, man, okay? That's what they do. Demonization. Then they go in, they take out that leader, that puppet government basically that they set up, okay, or puppet government that turn rebellious, okay, and they take them out, man. What was the dude name? Gaddafi, if I'm not mistaken. Saddam, okay. They tried it with Castro, okay. Just look at them, man. Prime examples, man. Okay? This is the second chapter of the book of Habakkuk. This is the fourth verse. I start the fourth verse. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And then behold, and then with that one, when it said his soul is not lifted up, it's not upright in him. And who was he talking to? He's talking about Esau. Okay? Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is proud, a proud man. He transgressed by wine was through his philosophies. Because that's not the only thing that Esau does when he conquers. Okay? He goes into other lands and conquers those lands. Okay? He steals it, he sucks it dry, then he spreads philosophies and have the people drunk off Babylon juice. Okay? Look what's going on here in America. Okay? He wants to spread that, which he's already done a good, basically done that, okay, throughout the four corners of the earth, man, okay? And he's proud because he's been getting away with it. Neither keepeth at home who enlarges his desires hell and is as deaf and cannot be satisfied, right? He has the fatness of the earth according to his blessing, but yet he's still not satisfied. Okay? That's why he wants to bring this new world order. Okay? Who in Lord and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather onto him all nations and heap onto him all people, man. Okay? So that's what he does, man. That's what he does. All he does is go in these lands to for his own, basically his own gain. Okay? And then it's not enough for him. Okay? That's why I'm going to actually read the 6th verse. So now all these take up a parable against him, and they taunt a proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, right? How long? And to him that laid himself with thick clay. Okay? And if you go into that thick clay, it's talking about what? The depth that America is in. Because America is in deep shit, excuse my language, when it comes to depth, man. Okay? That's how bad it is. Okay? But this is Job. I will start at 11 verse. His bones are full of sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat and his bowels is turned, and it is the gall of ass within him. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly, right? All these riches that Esau stole through rape, robbery, and murdering, okay? The Lord's going to take all that away from him, man, okay? So this man's going to go from being the richest, okay, most powerful, okay, to being what? A nobody, a big zero, man, okay? And that's what Esau does not want to hear, okay? That's not what he wants to be. He shall suck the poison of asp, the viper's tongue shall slay him. Okay? He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall a restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Okay? Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away the house which he buildeth not, man. Okay? So that's what's going to come. But really, okay, how did you get in the power in the first place? You got in the power via the transatlantic slave trade of the Israelites, of these people. On the chart right here. They built, okay, your kingdom up, and after that you went rampage, man. And that's where we're at now. Okay? So I'm gonna end it with this. I think it's 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter. 8. I think it's 2nd Ezra 8. Hold on. Oh yeah, it was there it is. Sirach, actually. Alright, so I'm gonna start at the 6th verse. Bear not hatred to thy neighbor. No, actually, I'll just go to the point. Because of unrighteous, this is Sirach 10 and 8, by the way. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, right? So, because what does it say? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob in second Ezra, the 6th chapter. Okay? For Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the end of the world, and Jacob, okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the beginning of it that follow with, man. Okay? So all your riches, okay, that you've gotten, which is all by deceit, as it says in this verse, and death, okay, mass death, okay, lies, all the riches that you have, basically you just have it preserved for who? The nation of Israel. Starting with the elect of the nation of Israel. Then all the nation of Israel. When they come back after being destroyed on this side. You know, Lord, I don't partake in that. Okay? So that's what's gonna happen. All these riches that Esau Edom has been lying or murdering, okay? And deceiving the, get the riches, it's just gonna be translated to the Israelites, man. Okay? Then you going into slavery, okay? Along with the other heathen nations, but mainly you. Okay? So that's my lesson. Lord willing, this was edifying. Call her Lord Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Shalom to the elect.